Right after we get through playing, he goes, well, that'll do. and he goes, Roger, and Frank, and then I was a part of the band.
So you actually played with him before you even met him.
That's correct.
And not only did you get to meet eventually the who you were a childhood fan of,
That's right.
but you're touring with them, playing with them, and you're their music director,
That's
which
right.
is very surreal.
Yeah, surreal's the word. The moment I met Roger, it was surreal. It was something like out of a David Lynch movie. It was kind of foggy in the room, and he just sauntered into the room out of the fog, and I'm playing the song. I'm Behind Blue Eyes with the guy that I had fantasized playing with several decades ago. That's inconceivable.
And what you're probably visualizing is the movie that will probably be made eventually about your life journey all the way from Japan to the mainland.
Maybe there will be some kind of documentary about that.
Okay, so you move you're still in high school. You move to Solano Beach, California,
That's
Southern
right.
California, and then you want to come up to LA.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the time, I couldn't stand my dad because he hadn't been part of the family, little family skeleton. So moving up to LA had two rationales. One was, Dad, Solana Beach is so dead. I'm used to stimulation, living in Tokyo and being in the record business. I go, Solana Beach has nothing to offer and all the musicians are cliquish. I go, I have to move up to LA where my friends are. And so that was my first rationale, which was the real one. And the second one was I wanted to move away from my dad. And so on the pretext that I just wanted to move to LA to pursue my career, to get a better music education.
Your dad realizes your maturity level, you have a good head on your shoulders, so he lets you move at 15 to...
Yeah, the deal was that I couldn't quit school. And I had no intention of quitting school. I was a good student. I was an A student. And I was class president of the 9th grade. So I had a good mind for school, and I didn't want to quit. I wasn't going to be a runaway. And so I told him that I would get myself into high school. I tried to do correspondence school at UCLA, but I couldn't find a sponsor. So I went from school to school. You know the schools in LA, Marshall High, Hollywood High. I even went to LA High, went to Manual Arts. And they all said, what are you doing in LA by yourself at 15? I said, well, I'm mature for my age, and I can handle this, and I'm going to have guardians. They're college level, college age kids who are going to fulfill the guardianship requirement, and I just want to go to school. So when I finally went to Fairfax High, they were sympathetic, and the principal in the end, I had to convince the dean, the vice principal, well, first the counselor, then the dean, then the vice principal, and the four of us went to the principal's office, and he's a Jewish guy, and I can't remember his name, but he goes, the kid just wants to go to school, let him in. So they admitted me to Fairfax High.
So you had to use those negotiation skills quite early in life.
That's right. I had my story down, and plus I must have gotten my father's diplomatic genes because I talked these adults into letting me in, and I knew it was sketchy. I even got a call from the school board psychologist going, are you okay? What are you doing out here? And I had to explain myself. By then I had my story down, so I had no problem. I articulated why I was here, and he goes, well, that sounds reasonable, and let it go.
So early 70s, you're living in Laurel Canyon.
Laurel Canyon,
where all the singer-songwriters.
Well, first we were in the hood down in on Ellendale Place. I think it was 2620 Ellendale Place near Adams and Hoover.
Oh, wow.
And I lived there, and it was pretty scary, and a little bit scary. It was just wasn't used to that environment, and I needed to go to school, so we moved to Laurel Canyon so I could be closer to Fairfax High School. And I got to know the teachers in Laurel Canyon, and they would recognize me standing there hitchhiking. They would pick me up every morning and take me to school.
Nice. So then your next band is an RCA signed band called the Whiz Kids.
The Whiz Kids. Oh yeah, that was we actually had a singles deal on A&M a custom label of A&M called Highland, and we put out a single. It was my song called Sweet Honey, and it got national airplay.
And so you're playing the Starwood, the Whiskey, all the local clubs.
Yeah, all those places.
And your first collaboration, I guess, with you, Martha Davis, before Motels?
That's right. The Whiskets lasted several years, and then we met our demise. And I was kicking around LA playing in different groups, and then I got a call out of the blue. I had a band called Mercy Train, and we played at the Central, which is now the Viper Room.
Correct.
I was playing. I got scouted by Martha Davis's camp. Martha Davis, of course, being the lead singer of the Motels. And the management called me, and they said, we'd like you to audition for Martha Davis. The short story is they picked me out of about 20 guitar players. And so I played with Martha, and we wrote songs. I became her sort of in-house producer and co-writer, and we wrote and produced songs together for a couple years.